everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Uncle Diner. I'm okay. Welcome to Open Diner. I'm Linda from upstate New York, and I'm one of the hosts tonight. The other host is Anthony. Anthony
Hello,
Cohen.
guys. Yes, hello, guys. Anthony Cohen here. Good to see you.
Well, our topic tonight is an attitude of love, part 2. And love is more than just an emotion, as you all know. It's a fundamental attitude that shapes our interactions and perceptions of the world. Embracing an attitude of love means approaching life with compassion, empathy, and understanding. It involves recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every person, including ourselves, and acting in ways that nurture and uplift. At its core, an attitude of love is about connection. It encourages us to look beyond differences and find common ground. It invites us to listen deeply, offer support, and to forgive. When we cultivate love, we create a ripple effect that can transform relationships, communities, and ultimately the world. Living with an attitude of love means making conscious choices to be kind, patient, and generous. It requires effort and mindfulness and brings profound rewards. By fostering love in our hearts and actions, we contribute to a more harmonious and compassionate world. So let's have this discussion about love and feel it in our heart. A few reminders. Here at Open Diner, we're trying to create a supportive environment where we connect above any differences. We stay on topic, no criticism, avoid politics. Remember to mute your microphone when not speaking to minimize background noise. And if you can turn on your cameras, that would be great. And please remember to keep your answers brief so that everyone gets a chance to speak. Anthony?
Yes, thank you so much, Linda. Hello, everybody. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little icebreaker, which means we're going to go around popcorn style, meaning like when you feel it is your turn to speak, you will know and you will unmute and say the answer. So first of all, before you answer, if you can say your name and where you are from, and then answer the following question. What is your favorite summer activity? You know, like this activity that you cannot do in the winter. It's too cold outside, but finally summer is here, beautiful weather. What is that one activity you enjoy doing? Let's see who feels like unmuting now.
Hello, I am Melissa. Oh, sorry, Susie.
Oh, you go.
I'll
You
be
go.
quick. I'll be quick, I
Go.
promise.
You go. You go.
I'm Melissa. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and my favorite, the very favorite activity is swimming in the ocean.
That's why she got to go first, is because Susie from the Big Island, and I would have said surfing, but now I would say maybe boogie boarding, but definitely swimming in the ocean. Yeah. Love you guys.
Hello, I'm Nancy. I'm from a suburb of Chicago. And my favorite activity in the summer is going to those little community concerts that they have where you bring your own lawn chair and you sit out there in the pretty weather and watch the band on stage. And it's because it's a smaller venue, it's so much more intimate. You know, you really get to really enjoy it more. That's my favorite.
Okay. Hi, my name is Levi. I'm 23 years old and I recently graduated SUNY Purchase. My favorite summer activity is hiking/biking.
Welcome, Levi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm Roberta from Long Island, New York, a little island, I guess you'd say, Susie, compared to your big island over there. And I would say getting together with friends, going in my pool and doing a barbecue. we like that. So that's something I can't do in the winter. So just getting together with friends outdoors, having some drinks and some food. Love it.
I don't know if we can hear from Mr. Wolf, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Isaac. I'm in Dallas. 51. My favorite things is hiking out in nature and target shooting.
Great, thank you so much. Welcome as well. Can we hear from Eli or Eli? I'm not sure. If not, no problem. You can stay with us nonetheless. And how about, yeah,
Can I ask a question?
why not? Let's do it.
Are you Italian?
That's a great question. So I guess maybe I could introduce myself. I'm Anthony from France. Oui, monsieur. So no
Bonjour.
Italian. Bonjour. And let's say, I live in New York City, 17 years now. And my favorite activity is actually going to Central Park. I'm literally 2 blocks from Central Park. And you would not believe, in the summer, it's like the beach, people with towels and all that. I love to spend time there with some wine. Hello, Eli. We can see you, Eli or Eli. If you can introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and a summer activity.
Hello, my name is Sophie. I'm from New York. And I'm the everyone. My favorite activity summer is playing the picnic and sharing with friends.
Well, thank you so much. I think you might have a little problem with Wi-Fi connection, unless it's just me. But we couldn't hear you too well, just so you know. Maybe there's a different connection. But thank you. Stay with us. If you can hear us, please. And then we have Tolin. Tolin, I don't know if you can unmute and introduce yourself. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Thalin. Kind of came in late. What are the
Yes.
questions?
The question is if you can say your name, which is you just said, where you're from, and a kind of summer activity you like to do when it's a good weather.
Yeah, Thalin, currently living in Arizona, and favorite summer activity would be cruising.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, everybody. Now that we all know each other, we're like family. So we're gonna have about 40 minutes or so of beautiful connection, and there might be a surprise at the end. There will be a surprise at the end. I might sing a song with the guitar. We'll see what happens. If
Cruising like in motorcycles cruising?
Torin, do you want to answer that? What kind of cruising you like to do?
No, cruise ships. Yeah.
Cruise ship. Excellent. Great. Okay, now we're going to go right into the activity that we have planned. It's going to be beautiful.
I'm sorry, Anthony. I think that Levi from Orlando was trying many times to speak, and
Oh, I don't think
No.
you could hear Lisa. He did.
He did, yeah.
he did. Okay,
I
never
can
mind.
hear fine, man. You good.
Yeah, we heard you. I don't think we miss anybody. I think we're good. Okay, so then I will give the mic to, actually, no, before that, we're going to introduce the rules of the roundtable. So just so you understand how we're going to work together through the different questions we'll have. So for that, we have a quick video that we'll ask our dear friends to play right now.
The rules of the round table. Around the table, no one is more important or less important. Everyone is equal and very important. We don't reject opinions or negate, but only collaborate. The real solution won't come from knowledge or verbal perfection, but only from our connection.
So really, it's going to be a beautiful moment together. And if we all make the beautiful effort to try to feel each other and see what everybody is trying to say and to listen to each other, that would be a beautiful moment. And if we can, I will repeat that a few times, if we can make sure we don't have too long answers, so we have everybody can speak a little bit. So I will pass now the mic to Linda.
Okay, we're going to watch a video now. It's a short video, but it's really cute. It's a cartoon about how to come to love and connection. Rono?
We used to go along from day to day, living our lives in whatever which way it came, and it seemed to us that everything was just fine, and that we were living quite well. And then one day, we all woke up with a strange sensation that somehow something was not right. We didn't know exactly what it was. Everything felt wrong, and that's all there was to it. Suddenly from somewhere, questions appeared in us. Why am I living? What am I living for? Where is all this going? You see, what happened is that somehow a tiny ray of light penetrated right into our world. Just a single tiny beam, and it began to reveal wonderful things within us. That it came from a world made of light, where there's only good, a place that's kind and secure, because everyone there is happy to live only according to one rule. The rule of mutual love. And we began to feel the great difference between the inner feeling of that beautiful world and how it felt to be living in this one. Compared to that distant light, we live in total darkness. Before the ray of light arrived, it seemed to us that everything was okay. But as soon as it appeared, boom, bang, everything turned upside down. Because it showed us that we don't live like the law of the light at all, but only according to the darkest darkness. And rather than being completely free, as we had imagined, we all began to see that each of us was trapped in their own little egoistic box. Not seeing anyone, not hearing anyone, not understanding or loving anyone. All of this was done by just one tiny ray of light. How could we continue to live another moment like this once we knew that we didn't have to feel this lonely sadness anymore? Then, each and every one of us decided that they were going to break through the darkness into this light, no matter how difficult it might be. Whatever it might take, they were going to follow that beam right into the world of love and good. And just as we always did, everyone began working on their own. But nobody could get anywhere. We couldn't break through even as much as an inch. It didn't take long before everyone lost hope and felt there was absolutely no way they could ever escape their lost little chambers. No, there was no way to break through. And we each thought, just as I was born an egoist, that's the way I'll always be. That's how I'll live, and that's how I'll die. There's no way out of here, ever. And then, without warning, one of us cried out, "I understand. I know why we're not getting anywhere." And he began to dig. No one knew why he was digging in such a different direction. We just couldn't understand. What is this stupid digging towards us? And why is he shouting? What is he shouting about? There must be something wrong with him. He dug and he dug. He yelled and he shouted something none could hear or understand. Until he got close enough that one of us realized he was calling out, "Brothers, brothers, you are with me, and I am with you, and only together can we all break through." Then he also understood the whole thing, and began digging towards his friend until at last they met, unified and shone in mutual love, just like the light. Then another heard them, and another, and another. And as we all began to connect, we understood that only united can we break through into the light. Only together, but never alone. And we broke through this darkest darkness, and that's how we started living in a bright new world of freedom and joy.
Beautiful, beautiful. I hope you enjoyed. Welcome, Brian and Victoria. Thank you for being here. As a matter of fact, you're the only ones who have not introduced yourself. So we'd love to hear if you can tell us your name, where you're from, and that's it for now.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
from New York City, Queens, and from Forest Hills, Queens, and I'm Victoria.
Great.
And I'm looking forward to an enjoyable evening. How about you? Where are you from, Anthony?
Well, thank you. I'm French, but I live in New York. And
Bonjour.
bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, you're
I know
right.
your accent. Oui, je parle un peu français.
Très bien. Bravo. And
Tu
then
habites, tu
sorry.
habites, tu habites où à New York? À quelle
Sorry,
partie?
sorry, Victoria. We're gonna have to answer a few questions.
Okay.
We can't really speak too much in French, but afterwards maybe we stay together. Then we
Pardon,
have,
pardon.
that's okay. Then we have Brian, if you can introduce yourself, Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm from Colorado, but I've been kind of traveling all over lately. I know Victoria. Hi, Victoria.
We're friends, me and Brian. Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, excellent.
So, yeah,
Perfect.
nice to meet everybody. I can't speak
Great.
French, so sorry.
Great to meet you, Brian, Victoria, and everybody else. Okay, so the first question we will try to answer together, and we will do the same concept. We do popcorn style, meaning when you feel it's for your turn to unmute, you unmute, you add a little something to the conversation, and by the end of the whole conversation, you'll see we'll have a beautiful picture. So the question is the following. We're going to go a bit dark before we get brighter. So the question is, as per in the video, for those who were able to see most of it, but even if you haven't, it's fine. Do you feel that we are living a bit in darkness? A bit or a lot, I don't know. And if you don't, if you feel everything is beautiful, please share that with us too, because we do need that perspective as well. Do you feel lonely? Do you feel selfish? Do you feel people are selfish? Do you feel a bit of darkness in your life?
Well, I
Oh.
can start. No, go ahead.
Oh, we're doing
Let's
it
speak
again.
together. You know what? Today is something happening. No,
You want
this
to
time
go?
you go first.
Okay, I'll go first this time. Yeah, I think Anthony, I think it's simultaneous. It's like even if I've had such extraordinary experiences in this life, but if somebody says, are you when was your dark night of the soul? And I said, well, since I was born till now. So I think it's both, you know, we've got the positive, but we got the other stuff coming up. Does that make sense? Okay. Yay. My answer is both.
Yeah, I'll be brief. You know, just I do feel sometimes darkness. Sometimes when I walk on a street, you know, and people like walk around and they almost don't see you. This is amazing. You know, it's truly amazing. It's you know, I'm I'm not 25 years old, and I still keep. It still amazes me how we walk on a street, especially in the crowded streets in Manhattan and Brooklyn, you know, in cities with the, you know, where there are a lot of people on the street. People walk and they are like on a moon, nobody's around. That doesn't feel that exactly, you know, bright.
Well, I don't live in such a big town as Manhattan or Brooklyn. Um, I live in upstate New York, just outside of Albany, and still, it's the same thing. There are people that way, you know, walking by. But you know, I try to bring a little light to them. You know, I try to smile at them, hold the door open. They hold the door open. I say thank you. They say thank you. I say you're welcome. You know, just I think it brings a little bit of light and a smile.
It doesn't, I don't think really matter where you are. You turn on the TV, your iPad, whatever, your phone, and you see such division in the world. There is a lot of darkness, there's a lot of light, but it feels very dark at times. You see there's such division, and it's, yeah, I could feel it. I could feel it.
I just feel like, like I was born with I was diagnosed with autism at an early age. I just feel like, well, I want to be like obviously nice to people, but it's like I feel like it's hard sometimes because like I don't get the same love back. I feel like I don't know. I go outside and it's like I try to go to a bar and like I'm kind of paranoid a bit because like I have so many bad experiences even though that I know most people are like really nice and they don't really give a shit about you, I guess. So, but it's just like the trauma and the alertness I've learned over years of living, I guess, that I have to shake off if I want to continue to live my life and make friends and stuff like that. So, thank you. Yeah, sorry, I gave you a little bit of a zinger there.
No, that's perfect. Please, that was. Thank you for sharing. That's very powerful. Nancy, since you're unmuted, why don't you go next?
I've been thinking about this, and well, first thing I just want to say really fast to Alyssa. I took my vacation in New York. Now, this was many, many years ago. A friend and I went, and I have to tell you, everyone said, oh, big bad New York, but I found everybody there very, very friendly and helpful. As a matter of fact, one time I was walking on the street in heels and I tripped, and about 6 different people caught me. I thought that I loved New York. Anyway, yeah, I think I guess I feel like I'm in my own little world of light because I have a stronger relationship with God and that lights everything up. But above that world, it seems like darkness because of the things that are going on outside my world. Like, our elections in the United States are coming up, and that just brings all sorts of conflict here and worry and fear, and nobody knows what to do or what's going to happen. I think that's where I feel the darkness is not my world, but outside of it.
Yeah, I was thinking there is a lot of darkness nowadays in the world, and I was thinking even before Levi spoke, like I see it especially in young people like you. And isn't it wonderful that you found this little space where we just want to feel each other, understand each other, be there for each other. So that is beautiful. So even if there's darkness, there's always light, as Susie also said. It's always both. So let's try to bring some light to each other here now.
I was also thinking that it's good that you spoke because it gives us this perspective that when some of us are in a high, others are not. They actually depend on us to bring them back up. This world is like this, we equalize each other. For now, it's people have trouble doing that. We have to learn. But one thing that we have to remember is that it's through darkness that we find the light. If there is not a crisis, then the human race does not evolve, and we don't change, we don't improve. And when you go through those dark moments, and we have others around you, they learn how to support you. That's why we have an open diner. It's we started during the pandemic, realizing that there were a lot of people that were feeling lonely, stuck at home, and they need people to be able to talk to. So that's where we are. But just hang in there because there is light at the end.
Can we hear from, how about Isaac, Mr. Wolf? If you're here with us, maybe later. How about Eli or Eli? I still don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry, because your microphone was not working well.
Ellie.
Good.
So I think sometimes I'm living in the darkness. I think from the last year that I have an experience where I always thinking about how I can help others, but it was in a moment where you start to think about yourself, and sometimes that, and then it was a time when I decided to think about myself, and I start to make the time for me, for my activities, for myself. So I could have many other activities that I used to do. For example, I was a leader from teenagers, and I used to advise them and have meetings with them, but I stopped all of those, and now I'm trying to get into again, but it's like kind a little of hard because it's many activities and things going on in our lives, and it's fine. I'm finding the time where I can put again everything in. I used to be a person who put everything in the agenda and give everything like a schedule and have time for everything. And sometimes it's like, okay, I don't want to do anything or something like that. But I'm working on that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. How about Brian and then Victoria?
Hi there. I guess I feel the same thing everyone else feels. There's that divisive tension, but it's kind of weird to me because it's more of like a social political like feel for me. Like when I talk to people individually, we all agree on the same things, regardless of where they come from or what background. Do we want to take care of children? Do we want to take care of the elderly? Do we want to take care of the people that are vulnerable? Everyone's like, yeah, we should. Should kids get free meals at school? But then you bring politics into it, and they're like, we hate Democrats because they're evil. We hate blah 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 whatever. I'll just say it. I can't stand Trump, but I mean, it's weird to talk to those people because they agree about everything that should happen, but then they like politically they're like, I'm like, what? So it's interesting to me. I think we all have so much more in common. It's just that the political spectrum divides us in a weird way. Um, and I agree with Nancy. Like I have family in Manhattan, so I go there quite a bit. And some of the nicest people I've ever met. I mean, they're just big-hearted people. I mean, everyone's in a rush, but when people stop and talk to each other, they're like so friendly. Like, I mean, if I go there and I run into Victoria, I know she would be the first person to like lend a hand or be helpful, or just any of the people here really. And so I feel bad, Levi. You seem like you have a big heart, and I feel bad that people don't return that affection and love that you've got. I know it'll come. Maybe you just need to meet the right people. So we're here for you. So I think there's a lot of light. There's also a lot of darkness, but it seems very tense lately. I don't know. I guess I didn't really answer the question.
Great, thank you. That was good. Victoria, what's your perspective?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of darkness, like everybody hating each other because of political reasons. I don't know if I'm answering the question correctly, but that's one thing. Also, I just lost my father, a couple of months ago, and then I just lost a neighbor. And I'm just starting to lose people. It's not like I'm not 80 years old or anything, but I'm starting to like lose people. Um, and it really scares me. So I feel down about that, and um, yeah, New York is really, it's actually a friendly place. It's not as um unfriendly as people say. But it's kind of hard to make like close friends. Like I have a lot of acquaintances. Maybe I have like two close friends. I'd like to have more close friends. Everyone's really busy in New York, but you know what? I'm guilty of that too. I work like I'm out 10 hours a day, 5 days a week because I work. So all of my time is spent on working because I have to pay, how do you say, I mean, like everybody else, uh, these high bills, to live here. Um, so um, it's really hard for me to nurture friendships because I don't really have that much time on my end also. So that's a real big challenge for me. Um, in that respect, and also commuting. I don't drive here, so commuting takes time and effort. Um, and I'm trying to do some in-person meetups. I did one last week. Actually, I did one after work. It wasn't such a busy day on last Friday, so I had the energy, and it wasn't that far from where I work. And I had a really nice time. I had a very joyful time. We went to a couple of museums, and I want to start like really enjoying what New York City has to offer, because all I'm doing is going home, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, and it's like, it's not only monotonous, but I'm just thinking my life is getting shorter and shorter. I mean, and I see these people passing away, and I'm like, I better start doing something because next I might pass away. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
Victoria, yeah,
I'm really freaking out about this. Uh-huh.
thank you, Victoria. That's a lot of good stuff. I'm actually taking notes, and I wrote a lot of things thanks to your answer. But we have
Okay.
to hear from also Tholin, and yeah, Tholin, if you can help here.
So for me, the way I look at it, there the world is harmonious of light and dark. So there's both in the world, and it's needed to create balance. Um, for me personally, I see the light because I am the light. So I believe you see what you look for. So if you want to look for light, you'll find it. If you want to look for darkness, you'll also see that. So that's how I see it really for me, is that I see more of the light because that's where my energy and my attention goes.
Thank you
I
so much.
love that. Sorry, is that okay if I intervene, or
Which
that's
way?
all then?
No, that's so sweet. You have no idea. If we could, we but we just have to make sure everybody has a chance to speak. Um, and Mr. Wolf, Isaac, I don't know if not, we'll go right to the second question with Linda.
Yes. Well, I've got to say one thing. I was born and raised in New York City, and I used to love living there. And that's one thing I miss is there's so much going on, the museums, the zoo, everything. And there's a lot of great people there. So anyway, the next question is, now it showed in this cartoon the light that hit that little cogwheel. And what do you think that light is that awakens us to love? Any idea? Any inklings? Thalin had a good answer to this.
I'll start. I think it has to do with something that we're all born with, that we're all craving to let out and be connected to, is that the light is really, I think, that upper force that actually brought us here. No one even discusses that in life. It should be right across the news that you came here. How did you get here? What are you doing here? The questioning life. I think that light really awakens the love in us because it's in us. And when you, like tonight, being here and listening to different friends here speak, it really ignites something in me. And I think it's the thing that connects us all. That's the light, is that bond that we all have underneath all these layers that is called self. It's that thing that we all have in common. I don't know what that is, but I know it. I can connect to it when I listen to you people.
And I also
Darling.
think, yeah, sorry, 2 words. Susie, is that you? Oh my God. I just want to say that you know, I felt like we were discussing a question about darkness, but you all brought so much light into it because you were opening your heart and you were sharing so honestly and with such openness that it was just really amazing. The space got shining, and I want to express my gratitude.
I think Stalin had a good idea that he is the light. And maybe if you're the light, you can bring the light to other people. What do you
Susie,
think about that? Go ahead,
that's what
Susie.
that's what I was gonna say. We are the light. I mean, you know, I think Brian and Victoria said something. We focus on the light, but a lot of times if you focus on the light, a little darkness shows up as shadow. So we be sure and be alert to that so we can take care of our shadows so we can experience more light. I love this. Thank you.
Isaac,
Sorry.
go ahead, Levi.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say that when I went out to Hibachi one night, I met this dude named Big Al. Now he's a big weightlifter, right? Like literally he had a special order, 2 fillets, a lobster tail, and like a pound of rice. Like this dude is serious, right? And I began talking to him and his wife, and we just have like really out of the blue because like he came in and he was just this big guy, and I was like, that is the biggest man I've ever seen in my freaking life, right? And so we begin talking, and his wife is lovely. She works at a hospital. He used to be like a bodyguard. Now he's like a professional weightlifter slash bodybuilder type. So basically, like, we talked to him and we talked about his life and like how he used to be like, like he used to be dark, but now he has a family and has lit and everything. And it's like, it was a really beautiful story. And I remember at the end, he told me that I was a bright light because not everybody would have just like started talking to him. And I feel like just talking to people and just like being that little like light of joy is really important.
Absolutely. Yep. Isaac, did you have something to say? I know you unmuted yourself before.
I think in general, I think it's humanity.
Humanity is the light.
Yeah.
It can be. Can be. But, you know, something we need to remember is you don't know the light without the darkness. If you haven't seen the darkness, you don't know what the light is.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I can say for my situation is because of what I don't have, and I am surrounded by emptiness, and I could recognize the light because of the darkness that is around.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Nancy?
For me, the light to me is God. And light is all mostly I can't think of a time when light would be bad. It's always good. And good is also God. So I think they're all entwined together.
Mm-hmm. Brian, Ellie, Victoria, anybody else?
I guess for me it's pretty easy. What ignites well, what is the light that awakens us to love? For me, it's my parents. They're the ones that gave me the first love and really the only kind of purest type of love, unconditional and sacrificial and everything else. I know that people mention God and everything. My mom raised us in the church, and I kind of moved away from it because I became a scientist. And so, but my mom believed in it, but I don't. But I believe in my mom, so that's where I would find that light.
Mhm. Moms are like that.
Can I add one quick thing? I won't speak long, but I just posted the question: what is the light that awakens us to love? It's almost like our purpose of life. It's like, you could go to work 9 to 5 every day, every week, month, year, and all of a sudden, like Victoria's saying, well, that's the end. So I think this light that awakens in us, this love, is really to question, why am I here? How are the people near me going through the same thing? Like the question of life. That's really, I think, what awakens us to love. I think I would say that we feel the closest and the most happiest is when there's love or connection, or, when you're around people you like, obviously that's love. So it awakens in us. Someone said here, humanity. And I think it's that connection. Humanity is really what wakes us up, wakes us to humanity, about being that we're all the same.
I think also, there is one aspect is that life is channeling us towards something. Nothing is random. Everything is purposeful. So if that's the case, then we are being led through a specific set of hardships that's going to allow us to learn how to be like one with this light, if I can speak like that. Because there is one feeling that we all collectively have, is that the current situation cannot last very long. It's too easy for us to go to war with each other. The version of humanity that is wiser is in our future. We just don't know when we're gonna get there, but we have to get there.
Yeah, there's something in all of us here. We mention people, so it's something to it. And like in the clip, if you're just trapped within yourself, think that you have to do everything alone in life, that you are alone in life, then it can be pretty tough to find this light. But as soon as you start to open up and connect to others, there comes room for the light.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Suze.
Yeah, might I say, Donna, I don't know you yet. I know Rono, but I'm about a year old, but I just so love you, and I so love your truth. Thank you for being here. I'm Susie. Hi. Cool.
Okay. Anthony, maybe we'll go on to the next question.
Yeah, we have about 4 minutes left to answer. So let's see. Do I go off script? Let's see. Okay. What do you think you can do tomorrow to improve the situation? Starting with Levi.
Improve what situation? Sorry, Anthony.
To improve that disconnection that you see. What can you do tomorrow to get closer to people concretely?
Realistically, go out, just face the issue head on, because that is literally just the issue. And I've like dragged my feet, but it's literally that simple. All right. Thank you.
Maybe Nancy, what do you think, Nancy?
I find that a difficult question. I'm one of those people who doesn't really have any family, just a little bit, and they're not in this area, and a few friends, and I live by myself. Well, with my cat who wants to be in on this discussion. So I do find it hard to connect with other people in that respect. That's one of the reasons I got on Meetup, was for some of that. I don't. It depends, I think, too, on your personality, you know. Some people are extroverts and they can just find people, they just collect them, you know. Others don't. And I'm one of those who doesn't. It's a little bit harder for me. I guess the best way to do it is try to find things in common with others, something you can relate to, some way that would make you like look at each other because you have the same interests. The other thing I was thinking of before is when I said that my light comes primarily from God, I was thinking about that. And I believe he made all of us. So I'm pretty sure his light probably does exist in each and every one of us. It's just a matter of why it's buried and what buried it there and how to get that out of the way so that light can shine out.
Can I go next?
Yes, please.
I want to answer something that what Nancy said. You said about everybody has this candle, this light inside of. So tomorrow, when I see people I don't like, someone cuts me off when I'm driving, or someone makes me angry in work, whatever, I'll try to, that there's a little light, a little candle that's buried down deep inside them, just like me, but you know, they're not expressing. So thank you, Nancy. I will work on that tomorrow. Just try to see the good in people, to see the light inside them.
I just want to bring a little bit a different angle that, you know, we always say, what can you do tomorrow? And I'm thinking, oh, I can today and right now, I can do it like as usual, keep to myself, do not open up. And tomorrow I might start, you know? So what I'm saying, that let's start right now, you know, like you all started, you all put this immediate start of opening and bringing, you know, warmth and understanding. And that is a beautiful start. And let's just continue.
Elisa, we went together again tonight. It was a jinx. But truly, you know, I used to talk about when I was in Arizona, I'd go to Walmart, I'd dress crazy, I'd talk to the kids, anything you can do to reach out. Here I'm in a conscious community where there's anywhere between 7 and 30 people here. They're coming and going there. And I find that everybody wants to be connected. Everybody, if you just take the initiative to go say, how are you feeling? I want to be with you. Everybody wants that connection. So if we take the initiative to, and I have to disagree a little tiny bit, Nancy, just a little, in that I was at a meeting once and somebody said, oh, I'm so shy. And I said, oh, I am too. And they go, oh no, Susie, you're not. Yeah, I've had to overcome a lot to be able to talk and stuff. So I've just been at it a little longer, Nancy, but keep working at it. Love you so much. Mwah.
Thank you. You too.
There is one key to be able to start this. There is a thing called the environment. If you find the right environment, then you can find those friends who accept you for exactly who you are. That's how you recognize them. And those friends allow you to practice mutual love. And from that, you can be friendly with everyone in the world, but there's a limit to where it can go. But as far as this good environment of close friends that allow you to be who you are and with whom you can make sure you give as much as you can, then this is where you start.
Can we hear from, sorry, I still don't know, Eli or Eli?
Ellie, well, I'm looking for events where I can join with people and, start talking with them. And I think in those events, as the previous questions is, I think the main point is not just connect with those person if you can bring something from you, because the light, I'm agree with the previous person, like God, I received too many things from God, and I think the love of God allowed me to give the same to others. And if I can have like 5 or 10 minutes and then can see this love through my life, I'm very happy to do it. Thanks.
Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Brian, what do you think? What can you do today, tomorrow?
I'm gonna sound pretty jaded after everything everyone else said. I reach out to my friends and we talk a lot. I try to touch base with them, close friends, distant friends, just because I read some people talk about like suicide, and there were people that were like, I was gonna do it that day, but a friend of mine that I hadn't spoken to like reached out and it just stopped me that day. So stuff like that. On a bigger scale, I guess, in my experience, it's really tough to reach out to people that don't want to be reached out to. It just exerts a lot of energy. And so it's going to sound jaded, but I try to help people that want to be helped, because you can't really help people that don't want to be helped. It's really just very difficult, if not impossible. So trying to, and then you just be nice to people. You go to the store, you see a lady with like nice hair. Hey, that's nice hair. Or nice shoes. Or you go to the gym, you're like, hey man, you look really strong today. Stuff like that. Just basic things that kind of like maybe will turn a person's day around a little bit.
Thank you so much, Brian. That was great. Good advice. I think we're out of time, and everybody who's on camera was able to speak, unless Isaac and Victoria have a 10-second comment. Okay. So, my dear friends, here comes the time to just do a little concluding remarks. I took a bunch of notes that was quite impressive. So what I wrote, based on what you said, is that it seems that first, about the darkness, it seems some of us believe we were born with darkness, and we feel that. Some people around us feel lost, robotic, monotonous. When we look at the news, we see divisions. There are the elections. There's worry and fear, and sometimes we try to love and we don't feel the love back. So it's like, what's the point of giving if nobody cares? It's hard to have close friends, etc. But then we mention, okay, there is this darkness, but we are all born with the light within. All of us, we are the light. And when we share, when we are open, we can bring the light to other people. It's like if you're a candle and you light another candle, you don't lose your light. We can light as unlimited amount of candles just with our own light. It's about also joy. I also strongly believe in joy. You must have joy in everything you do. We also pointed out we do need that darkness to be able to see the light. We are not alone. We have friends. We need the right environment. We need to find things in common with people, lift people up, support people up when they are open to be helped. That is true. Sometimes we have to be patient and respect people's process. But everybody does crave for connection. And I like what Levi said. You said, go out, head on, and you just got to go for it. Even if it's difficult, that's what we do as human beings. We make the effort, and we receive everything thanks to the effort. So before we say goodbye, because we're talking about love, I thought I would sing to you a song based on love. So let's see if I can find my guitar, and I hope this will work. Let's see. So this song is a song by, let's see, the name is, it's a song by Roger Glover called Love Is All. Love Is All. And I hope I can sing that one. We will see. Thank you all again very much, and we'll end up with this song. Okay. Everybody loves to live together. All the people got to understand. Love your neighbor like you love your brother. Come on and join the band. When all you need is love and understanding. Ring the bell and let the people know we're so happy and we're celebrating. Come on, let your feelings show. Love is all, love is all, love is all. Can't you hear the call? Love is all, love is all you need at the butterfly ball. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Aren't you happy that we're all together at the bar in nature's countryside? And although we're wearing different faces, nobody wants to hide. Everybody's got to live together. All the people got to understand. Love your neighbor like you love your brother. Come on and join the band. Love is all, love is all, and it's easy, yes, so easy. Love is all, love is all you need at the butterfly ball. When your back's to the wall, when you're starting to fall, you got something to lean on. Love is all, I say love is all at the butterfly ball. Thank you very much, and now I pass it to Linda for the closing.
A few ways to keep in touch. Thank you, Anthony. Always wonderful. A few ways to keep in touch with us at Open Diner. Join our meetup group. Follow us on Facebook. We also post on Instagram, Nextdoor, Twitter, Pinterest. Subscribe to our email list for a bi-weekly notification about our events. Your email is never shared with a third party. Some of our old events are on YouTube if you want to watch and share. Invite your friends to join us too. Links will be here in the chat, and we'll see you in 2 weeks on the topic Healing Connections, where we'll go deeper into the topic of connection. Hope to see you all then.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
2 weeks.
Have a
Be
great
well.
night.
Good week.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody take care.
Love you, Rona and
You
Donna.
too, Roberta.
Bye bye. Thank you, Anthony.